What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. Before we jump to this video, there is a sale going on for the Cardo Pack Talk Edge. You want to grab yourself one. Grab yourself one with a buddy. This is the duo version. You get two of these, two different headset. Basically, you can start talking to each other, listening to music. Maybe it's your girlfriend. I don't know, boyfriend. Cool. Get the Pack Talk Edge. I absolutely love this thing. It's magnetic, waterproof, a bunch of different stuff. Check it out. Use the link in the description. Use that link. It's going to take you to the website. Pick whatever you want. 22% off. It's usually 10%, so now's the time to get one. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this video. We're going to be going over crashes and close calls, talking about the plan method. This is the method I developed. So position for safety. You're going to locate hazardous situations, assess relevant threats, and navigate active threats. When it comes to positioning for safety, you're looking for escape paths, good space cushions around you, and then also making sure you have a good line of sight. So putting yourself in position so you can see around those vehicles in front of you. Once again, thank you, MotoStars. This is a 2-year-old video, but we're going to go ahead and go over it.
In this situation, it looks as if
let's see what happens here.
On the road contributed strongly to the
So road surface hazards.
Fortunately, he managed to control the bike.
Oh, hit a little bump. Lost a little bit on the front end. So you're not going to be able to grab on. You can see how it's like almost impossible. Thankfully, the bike stabilized itself with gyroscopic precession. I believe that's the appropriate term here. So how did this happen? So it's that road surface. It's nice and bumpy. So typically what you see here is the speed wobbles. That front suspension is doing this instead of doing this. And when it does this, it's attached to the handlebars and it's doing this. You're not going to be able to take control of that. So when it's doing this, why is it doing this? Well, you could have a fork steel problem with this front fork, and so then it's not really regulating with it. So it could be a maintenance issue. A lot of stunters, when they land the bike hard and the handlebars a little bit like this, which means the suspension is a little bit like this when it hits. Well, it's going to be like, actually, it's going to be like this when it hits, and when it does that, it's going to start doing that. So you see that with stunters. You're going to see it with, bumps like this, rails, whatever, curbs even. So you're gonna have issues with that. So don't go super fast over those. Go nice, easy speed, especially if you're not maintaining your bike. And so that's what's happening here. Just doing that, it's kind of scary. So as a smart rider, you're gonna acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case you crash. All right, here we go. Going through the corner. Oh, side of the vehicle. So finally we get a pattern, side of the trailer. Good job with the emergency swerve. Get yourself out of there. So what we talk about when it comes to planning, okay, so we are looking for patterns. Our brain is really good at recognizing patterns before we can start using our prefrontal cortex to really make sense of what's happening. And so when we see like a pattern or an image, that's what's going to really kind of start our perception. So this is total stopping distance, but perception, reaction, and then braking distance. But you can do perception, reaction, swerve, perception, reaction, accelerate. So when we see this right here, we're going around a blind corner. This is why it's an orange stage situation. This is an educational live stream, everybody, by the way. I mean, go ahead and grab yourself a donut. They're actually pretty good. But we're in a class here, so we're actually talking about stuff. We're not just going over crashes and just having fun. We're learning. So we're going around this corner. It's the MTC awareness stages. Typically, we're in yellow stage. It's kind of zoned in. You don't want to zone out. A lot of people say, I like to zone out when I'm riding. You're actually zoning into something, and you're not focused on all the other problems you have in your life. You're focused on the situation at hand. It's really good. It's kind of meditation. It's grounding. So when we do this, we're zoning in typically, but when we go around corners, going to intersections, we see these patterns, we go into orange stage. We're kind of hyper alert. Let's bring that back up. Hyper alert, ready to act just in case something's happening, especially when our vision is obscured by a corner like this. So you're kind of prepped for what's around this corner. So you're covering the front brake. You're not going super fast. And as soon as you see this pattern right here, oh crap, and you see him roll off the throttle a little bit. You see the kind of the camera move a little bit. That's really good. So good perception reaction. That person's coming out. That's that pattern that we got to watch out for. That's that side of the vehicle. Happens at intersections. This is kind of an intersection where you have a business or parking lot coming into the main road. So as soon as you see that, roll off the throttle, give it some good progressive braking, just to at least start that front tire traction so that you can swerve, you can brake better, you can do stuff better doing it that way. So we see this, start your navigating of active threats. So he swerved right. So he wasn't going to be able to stop in time. So he swerved right. Very good. Maintain as much as the road you can. So ride that line or ride right next to that line as best you can, but use what you have. And then swerve yourself back on, because if you don't and you look back, which we typically see a lot of these people are like, hey, what the heck, dude? You're going to run into the hedge. Not good. So very good emergency swerve. So this is actually really good. Oh, time to rescue our buddy after that crash. Let's go back just a little bit. Why is the camera guy right here on the corner? Why are we trying to get our knee down? We're trying to do it for the gram, trying to have some fun, trying to get some good shots on this. But what do you typically have when it comes to something like this? A little bit of an ego. So we're going to push our skill set. We're going to push the risk for the cool picture. And that's going to put you in a bad spot. And so either get the skill level way high and then do something easy to look cool, or don't do it. Because if we're going to have a low skill level and really push ourselves, this is going to be something that's going to happen. So we gain some speed so we can have a higher lean angle, but the road kind of washed out. And then we dump the bike off to the side of the cliff into the trees, and hopefully we're not impaled. So part of that is rescuing our buddy. First, we got to remain calm, do the O, maybe giggle a little bit. Call 911 if you really want to. It's not a bad idea. You can refuse service once they get there. It's not a big deal. That's what the services are there for. But you don't want to get hit yourself. And then if he is bleeding anywhere, make sure you stop those major bleeds. Please, guys, please. Do I still have the FTR? Yes, I do, but it's kind of out of commission, and I'm riding a Honda Rebel 500 at this point. All right, here we go.
It's as if the turn signal gave him priority, additionally pushing this rider off the road.
So that's an open lane pattern here. So we have an on-ramp right over here to my left. On-ramps are going to be orange stage. They are kind of like intersections. They're not going to be T or cross intersections. They're going to be merging areas. So normally when we're riding on the interstate, we can be zoned in, just kind of relaxing a little bit. Obviously looking for hazards because we're zoned in. If we're zoned out, we're not looking for hazards. The only time you're zoned out is when you're sleeping, maybe watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or something. I don't know. Whatever show you like. Or taking a dump. I don't know. But when we're out here riding, we want to be focused and zoned in. But once we're coming up to kind of like this merging area, you want to be in orange stage. You want to be prepped and ready for something. So this is an open lane pattern. We talked about the side of the vehicle pattern. This is an open lane pattern. So open lane is basically what's, we have an open lane. There's an open lane over here. We have a vehicle right here going slow, too slow for this vehicle. So they're just going to go into that open lane or go into this open lane. They're not checking their blind spot. Our blind spot, or their blind spot, is kind of where we're at. Once again, we have unintentional blindness problems. Not a good idea to kind of be hanging out into those blind areas. But they're going to just go ahead and move over. So when you see this open lane pattern, anticipate that they're probably going to do that. They should not do that. They shouldn't. But a lot of people do things they're not supposed to do. Okay? Even you. I know you guys got some stuff. I know you guys got some stuff. So when you see that, roll off the throttle or switch lanes like he did. Accelerate out of there if you need to, if you can. And get on with it. Angry Ford owner. Okay. Let them. Let them. In fact, let them be further ahead. So roll off the throttle, let them be further ahead, because if they do eat crap and they crash into someone, you have a better space cushion. So you can avoid all the road debris that they're going to even make. I don't want to say a body, hopefully not, but a lot of road debris. You want to go ahead and give yourself that space cushion. Let them pass. Just let them go. Not a big deal. The car cuts over, seeing. Okay. A nice little 360 camera. Okay, somebody on the right speeding up a little bit. Oh, open lane pattern once again. So it can happen to car drivers. So it's very cool to see this from this point of view. So once again, open lane pattern right there. So we have this vehicle right here, not wanting to be stuck in all these lanes. They don't want to be over here. They see this open lane. They switch over. Now, why did they not see this vehicle if we're still talking about unintentional blindness? Because this vehicle is going super fast and it's dark out. So think of us as the car driver, but we're on a motorcycle, or even if you're driving a car. Maybe speed is a factor in this close call. So maybe don't be speeding like crazy. If you're in that open lane, you see a bunch of stacked vehicles, be very aware that somebody might want to creep out. So take it easy till you get through. You're still in the fastest lane. Take it easy. Yeah. Having a good time. All right.
Those
Adam
pedestrians
Squires.
were really lucky. The biker made a
He's looking at them. He was looking at
the
them.
curb completely lost control of the
And now you're gonna crash in front of them with your little rubber ducky. Did he hit the pole? Did he hit the pole? Oh, he got close. He got close. How cool would it be if he's like, hey, here's my number. Can you, I don't know. Anyways, going a little too fast in the corner, 116. I don't know if it's kilometers an hour. If it's miles per hour, it's way too fast. It's probably kilometers per hour. But that's still, you know, in America units, it's what, close to 60? It's close to 60 in America units? Close to 60. So he's going a little too fast for his skill set
and in contact with
in the corner. So when you go fast, you're going to go straight. So in a corner, not good. In a corner, you're supposed to be turning. So you want to go at the speed that you are good at. Some people can do this speed, some people can't. So just do the speed that you can.
lost control of the bike.
This is entirely preventable. About 70-ish. Yeah. I just like divided by 2. I know it's like 2.2, whatever.
Going full
All right, road surface hazards. So this is the camera. You have water spots. Your visor, your face shield has water spots. So your visibility is going to be lower. It's going to be a little bit colder because you have that wind. Okay, so convection, it's going to remove some of the heat from your body. So you might get hypothermia, so your hands might start cramping up, which can mess up the primary controls. And then you also have road surface hazards here. So if it's within the first 30 minutes of the rain, you're going to have the water lift up the oils as a surfactant, and it's going to start rolling off to the side. So be very careful. Ride more in the middle if you can. But you're going to have some issues with traction. So your acceleration is going to be, try to do it a little bit slower. Your braking is going to take a little bit longer. Your total stopping distance is going to be a little bit longer. So you're going to have to be quicker on the move on that. But then understand that you're going to be taking a little bit more time to slow down. And your turning can be affected. So don't go as fast as possible. Get a pin lock
corner
in your visor, in your face shield.
come under me.
Oh, he's doing his own after action.
Across the road, and I got right back up.
Okay. Oh. One sec. Did you hear the pegs scrape?
Road, and I got right back up.
Okay, so leaning the bike a little bit too far for the corner. Maybe trying to keep up with their buddy that's talking crap to you on his Cardo Pack Talk, which you guys can get. Once again, the sale's 22% off. Probably talking crap like, hey, buddy, you're going a little too slow. And be like, hey, you know, F you. Maybe some mom jokes here and there. But just ride your own ride. Okay, if it's a little bit too fast for you, slow it down a little bit, catch up to him a little bit later on the straightaways. So we dump the bike, low-sided. Tell him, hey, I crashed. So he can make fun of you a little bit more. But acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case.
There we have it. My ow. Yeah, that's what made us crack up. The ow. It was like I was questioning whether or not it really hurt. It was kind of funny. But yeah, I got up. I checked myself.
Natural reaction.
Sure, I was fine. I went over to check the bike. Yam came back
There
to
we
check
go.
up on me. We checked the bike out together. The bike was fine. I
Good.
did remember reading somewhere and also watching a video that was like, after a motorcycle crash, always check yourself, then check the bike.
I wonder if he watched my video. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he's right. Check yourself before you check your bike. Your bike can be replaced. Your bike can be fixed. But, you know, you could be having a bleed and your adrenaline's pumping. Your heart rate is up. Your blood pressure, you know, your vasoconstriction. So your blood vessels are nice and, you know, narrow. So it's creating pressure on top of your heart rate's up. So you're bleeding out and you don't even know it because you have norepinephrine and all these other different stress hormones that are going through your body. You don't know. And before you know it, you start getting a little woozy and lightheaded and you pass out. So check your body first. So very good on the after action.
So that's exactly what I was doing.
Good. Oh, I think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's probably copyrighted music. Let's go ahead and mute that. So we're coming up to here. Nice little wheelie, little power wheelie, having some fun. And then I remember him hitting the brakes or something. Something broke. And then we have somebody here locking up that rear tire. Not good. Not good, because what's going to happen next? And we... Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Ooh. Hey, we went in reverse. Very cool. I didn't know bikes could do that. And then, yeah. So are we going to crash? No. He kept it up. He did put his foot down as a stabilizer. Not really going to help when you put your foot on the ground. It's going to launch it back and it's going to cause you to lose balance. So very good. That was pretty good. Yeah, I wish I could have an undo in real life. Undo, redo.
Able to keep a safe distance from other road users.
Okay. Is that a bike lane? Like somebody in a different country? Is that? Should be doing that? It looks like no, it's not America. Is it? No. Okay, so cutting around. So that's a good, come on, a little bit more. So that's a good position. Look on the far right. Okay, we're just going to go over some positioning. The rest of this is probably kind of boring. But positioning for safety. I like to be a little bit off on this side more so. But on the sides of the vehicle, so we're on this side over here, right? But on the sides, look at your line of sight down here. So when we talk about positioning for safety, we are looking for good line of sight. We are looking for escape paths and a good space cushion. So if we're stuck in traffic like this, on the sides of these vehicles, you get all three. So you have a good line of sight right in front of you. See that arrow? Good line of sight in front of you. That is an escape path. You can use that to get yourself out of there. It's a lane splitting position. You can totally do it. Your bike can probably handle it. That's an escape path. And then also think of it as that's your space cushion. So just in case, like maybe this dum-dum, I don't know what the rest of the video is, maybe is hauling butt at you, you escape through that, and you have that space cushion now. So that's actually pretty good. It's pretty good for positioning. Let's see what happens in the actual video, though. Okay, takes your space to the left. That's an old Cardo unit, by the way. Cardo Pack Talk Bold. They don't sell those anymore. Great unit. I have a couple, actually.
Can I help you?
It doesn't really bother me for the most part. It doesn't bother me when somebody kind of creeps up and takes that spot. So don't... What battles do you want to fight? You know? Oh, do you think it's going to be a low side? We have water on the road. Nighttime's not a big deal when it comes to the traction, but water on the road, maybe bald tires, maybe accelerating a little too hard. Let's see what happens. No? Okay, good. Oh, side of the vehicle. Very good. Very good. 1 second. You guys see that? Look at that dent. It's not his first time. Look at the dent right there. All right, so when we talk about patterns, we talked about that a little while ago. Talking about patterns when it comes to locating these hazardous situations, so part of the plan, right? Locating hazardous situations. That's the side of the vehicle right there. Intersection, possible T-bone, possible path of travel violation, absolute issue. They start coming out. Instead of rev bombing, which is what you're pulling in the clutch and then giving it throttle, that's not good. You're making noise. You're making your bike RPMs go high. If you dump that clutch, you're going to start taking off. You're removing your control of the bike. So instead of doing that, you could pull in the clutch. You could downshift on your left foot and then maybe do some progressive braking, let them in, or switch to the right lane. Still slow it down. You don't know if they're going to jump 3 lanes. Slow it down. Let them in. They're already in the road. You're going to hit them if you accelerate into them. And then they jump the curb. So, non-issue for the most part. Just watch out for that road surface, though. Another side of the vehicle right here, intersections. Once you see those lights, like the street lights for an intersection, go ahead and go in orange stage anyways. Nighttime, you're kind of jumping back and forth between orange and yellow stage. Overall, just be careful around that kind of stuff.
Man, what is it today? Is everyone...
Okay, so right here, another situation here. Don't park behind the vehicle. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know if they're going to back up. That's happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to some of you. They back up into you, and you can't Flintstone it back quick enough. Park to the sides. Once again, you have better line of sight. You have an escape path, and if they do back up, You're not going to get hit. Also, if you're parked off on the sides, whatever, let's just say you're parked on the left. Let's just do that. You're parked on the left and there's a vehicle coming up behind you and not paying attention because it's nighttime and they can't see, and maybe their windshield wipers are terrible and they haven't replaced them in like 3 years and it's all, the rubber's gone. And they just haul butt and smash into the back of this vehicle. Maybe your leg, that's your leg right there. It's like a golf club. Maybe your leg gets clipped, but your back isn't smashed in half or you're dead. You know what I mean? And if you see it ahead of time, escape as best you can over there. Escape kind of like doing this. Try that. Okay? Another side of the vehicle. I wouldn't rev bomb still. It's fine. Okay, a little open lane. Oh, geez. Good job with the progressive braking. You did it. All right, going through the corners, having some fun. I really want one of these bikes, guys, for the Smart Rider games. Oh, a little bit of a low side, though. It's got full gear, full leathers, good abrasion and thermal protection. Because when you do slide, you're creating friction, so that thermal transfer is lessened with leathers. Little mod ride. I don't want to be that car. I hate it when I'm that car and there's these mod rides happening. Oh, geez. What's up, buddy? It's pure chaos. Pure chaos. It's just not good. You're having to avoid not just road surface hazards and cars, but each other. Oh, render error. So a little bit too fast. So we're getting off. It's a sharp right turn. Going a little too fast, getting on the off ramp. So slow your best right here. Do your best to slow down right here. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Went off wide. Maybe his vision got obscured because of the green. Oh, I thought I said Hayabusa. It's a Super Hawk. Nice music. Moto Stars back in the day. All right. What else do we got? We moving on? Let's move on. Okay. We're almost there. All right. Lane filtering.
Mom.
Oh, geez. Nice little clippage. I gotta turn off these notifications. So if that happens, just talk to him, maybe exchange information. If it's damage, you don't really want to deal with the deductible anyways. Just have a conversation. It's like whatever. One of the issues with lane filtering, if you can't make it through because you know your bike's ergonomics and it's just too narrow, don't go through. Simple. Thank you, Angel Cat. Oh, geez, we got a... Whoa. That wasn't a crash, that was a close call. Okay. Speeding.
That the biker felt
Let them...
decided to confront the driver.
No, we don't need to do that. Let them do their thing. Let them do their thing. You're not a cop. You're not a cop. All right, slow speed maneuvers, guys. If you don't want to get a Cardo because you already have one, grab yourself the drill booklet with cones, tons of different drills inside of it. You know, these are some of the harder ones, but there's like 20 drills in there. Practice your slow speed because this is a great real-life example of when you need it. And yeah, parking garages are slippery, so you're, oh, geez. So good job with the slow speed, a little bit of brakes, some balance. Good job at 6 miles an hour. Very nice. Just handled it. All right, Cool Breeze Rider. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, red light runner. Not a big deal. Let him through. You did it. Front braking in the wet corner ends like this. Ooh. So remember, progressive braking before the corner. If you want to learn trail braking, you could do it through the corner. But that's more of an advanced skill because you're combining multiple primary controls at the same time. But these guys aren't going super fast. So maybe it is water on the road or there's something on the road, but your tire tread handles handles it pretty well. Let's take a look at that fall, because we do talk about mechanism of injury on this channel sometimes. So when he did fall to the right, let's see. Yeah, he slammed that front brake. So mechanism of injury. So look at the fall. This is why you have full gear, right? It's a little bit of mechanism of injury. So right leg impact, right knee. So that's why you have motorcycle gear. So it has that armor impact protection, mitigation on that right knee. And then we're going to put our hands down. Okay, so our right foot too. But hands down, gloves. You don't want to rip up your hands. Okay, if you work with your hands, you don't want to rip them up. So you're going to have that impact. So you might have a radius ulna fracture right at the wrist. Hopefully not, but you don't want to have that abrasion ripping your hands off. So because our body's going to do this. So let's go ahead and go a little bit more. So there's that right elbow. Once again, you have armor protection when it comes to motorcycle jackets, if you keep that armor in there. And then we have that right shoulder. Boom, there's that impact. So hopefully it's going to mitigate some of that it's going to absorb some of the impact and mitigate some of the injuries. So you're not going to have an ACL tear or a collarbone, a clavicle break. And then we have our freaking head hit the ground. So head right here, boom, hit the ground. On a full face helmet, protects your chin, which is going to protect your airway. Have a helmet, it's going to hopefully mitigate some type of concussion or traumatic brain injury symptoms. A small concussion is still a traumatic brain injury. You're going to have that coup contre coup. That's the nice little fancy word for. Once again, everybody, don't recommend trying to hit your head and see what a concussion feels like. But if you want to kind of have that small version of one, shake your head real quick. You're going to have a little bit of pain on the inside of your head, right? Well, that's your brain smacking the inside of your skull. Imagine doing that here. And then there's the sliding just a little bit. So that's why we have abrasion resistance. Okay, very important. Also, the guy up front, you want to remain calm because you do have a vehicle right there. Pull off to the side, ensure your own safety. Very good. How's the bike? Handlebars maybe a little bent, but he's standing up. That's good. All right, we got a corner coming up here. What does that say? I think we should probably slow it down. And we just dumped the bike. Oh, front of the face. Oh. So up and over. You can see him smack his face. Thank you for the $10 donation. Appreciate that, Canch. Full face helmets, guys. Protect that chin. You do not want to splay open your mouth. And he's going to have a very bad headache. So that's a serious thing. Crashes can look like they're nothing, but if the brain is impacted pretty hard, let him sit. You sit down, buddy. I will get the bike. Sit down. We're gonna stay here for 10 minutes. We're gonna let everything kind of come back. Your adrenaline. We're gonna everything just popped off. He hit his face hard. They're talking to each other. Those are Cena units, but Cardos are better. Grab a Cardo. All right, we're coming through here. We're gonna do a little pass. Nice little head check. Get back in our lane. Very good. Okay, vehicles are getting a little closer. Oh, watch out for the bird. Little kamikaze bird there. All right, don't just rush into traffic. I mean, I get some places you have to be aggressive, but you can creep in and just take space. You don't have to rush in to take space. Not a big deal. Whatever. You're not the main character in life. You're just a participant. Just a participant. All right. Just cruising along here. A little bit close. So you see how tiny that there it is. You see how tiny that thing is? That's what she said. It's way back here. Okay? So you're far away. The camera, it's up there, far away. When you start getting closer, because you're speeding up and they're going slow, it starts to do this. Okay? Don't speed up so quick until they're like this. Keep a nice space cushion and then pass. So slow it down. You don't need to be going so fast. Especially if your whole idea is to pass them. Go and slow it down. Let this vehicle pass, then accelerate. You're on a motorcycle. Have fun. That was a little too close. You created your own close call. That's really what it is. So now we're on MotoStars, and you created your own close call. The goal is to prevent close calls, because what happens when you have 100 close calls? Maybe one of them is a crash. So if you only have one close call a year, or maybe 3 or 4 or 5, you have less chances of having a real crash. Close call is just a warning for a crash. So don't put yourself into those. Nice little view, nice and easy. 26 miles per hour, handling it very good. We have he went for the position for safety. So he did try to navigate to the right. So he saw this happening. So he's positioned right now, fine. Located this. Is it a relevant threat? Yes, he's in our lane. We're gonna go ahead and navigate it by moving over into a new position for safety. My hand disappears, but a new position for safety off to the right. Just a little too much off to the right. A little bit an overreaction. And then he's also applying really hard on that front brake. I think that's kind of what happened. A little bit of road surface hazard because of the gravel with the front brake. If he applied the brake on the road, not a big deal. But this is why you need to keep looking forward. Oh, he tried. He tried. Oh, no.
Ouch.
What a shitty day.
Thanks for watching till the end.
Oh, thank you, MotoStars, for putting that video out. Guys, once again, there is a sale going on with Cardo. Grab yourself a donut. Go to the Cardo website. Links in the description for that. 22% off. Usually it's only 10% off with my link. Now it's 22% off. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Thursdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Unless something happens. I don't know. But I'll see you then.